This is fair use, fair use. I do not get paid or benefit from none of these videos. According to the Act 1976 Act, this is only for educational purposes only. So, thank you. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all glory and praises to my power, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Rakah Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well and that's ready for double honors. And shalom to the hopeful elect, scattered the four corners of the earth. There's also praising the names of Yahweh or Yahweh Shah daily. To you, I want to say shalom. This brother Nakai come up with another edifying lesson as well as exalting. And there's a little bit more news and privacy going on. I got like about a couple of videos to show you. You know, I've been in the spirit, out the week, clipping them, saving them for watch later and stuff like that. But as you can see, Philippines has 45 days of fuel left, declaring state of emergency from Iran war. So we all know that the Strait of Hormuz is very important. It's a choke point, right? And I showed you in my other video. I always do this in my lessons. Go back to my other video. I think it was Cuba, uproars in Cuba and blackout, and I showed you how you see the thumbnail right there with Donald Trump and the Cuban president, how Trump is basically depriving them for resources, talking about let's make a deal. It's 11 million people in Cuba right now. During the when the sun goes down, it's blackouts. You see what I'm saying? They're making fires and stuff. It's the squeeze we're talking about. All right. Now we fast forward a day later. This pops up my recommendation. So you got the Philistines has declared state of natural energy emergency, citing the imminent damage posed to countries' food supplies by the conflict of the Middle East. President Fernando Marcos Jr. said he had to sign an executive order to safeguard energy security amongst severe disruption, to global supply chains. The U.S.-Israel war with Iran, effective closure of Strait of Hormuz. I said that is very, very important because that's where a lot of cargo ships trade in. Have sent shockwaves through global energy markets. So these damn devils, they're not only affecting the people here in Babylon, but they're affecting people everywhere. Because with Cuba, remember they seized their president, South American president, and Cuba was making trades with basically with the what's his name? Fuck. That president that they captured. 40% of their oil came from them. And now Trump is blocking it and telling them, let's make a deal. See, that's what when they say, when they went over there and seized them, the land over there, these damn devils, man. Let's go to this scripture. These damn devils, when they did capture the South American president, I forgot his name already, man. I can't even think of his name. It happened back in January when they captured him. They basically took over their land, and when they took over their land, they had all the resources, and they basically were saying to everybody who they made deals with them, let's make a deal, And now you got people depriving themselves, They about to run out of these resources, But let's get this. Psalms 55, verse 21. The words of their mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in their heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they draw their swords. Because he bring a good deal talking about, peace talk before they struck the people over there in Cuba. Not Cuba, I keep saying Cuba, South America. And once they did that, and look at them now, they're struggling. And it's unlocking to these days right now. Now, when we're coming, we're going to play the video right quick, As we play the video, I'm going to let you listen to it. I'm gonna get some more strippers on that. But I want to get that first, man, because it sounds good with the plan they're doing. They're talking about they want to start communists over there and a so-called dictatorship. But the whole time, you people over there, Babylon the Great has their hands in everybody's business except for theirs, man. But let's play this video right quick. You know, I'm slacking for talking too much. But I'm just trying to give you a rundown. And now the Philippines is struggling right now because of the war. All right, so let's play it right quick.
Well, the economic fallout from the US-Israel-Iran war continues. The president of the Philippines, Ferdinand Marcos Jr., has declared a state of national energy emergency in response to the Middle East conflict and what he is calling an imminent danger that is posed to the country's energy supply. Let's take you live to Manila. We can join our Asia business correspondent, Suranjana Tawari, who is there for us. What did the president say, Suranjana?
Yes, Lucy, this came in the form of an executive order which, as with the US, it allows the government to take steps, to take measures legally without having to go through Congress for approval. But this has really been bubbling under the surface. The Philippines has seen numerous price hikes since the conflict started in the Middle East. And one issue is that 98% of the Philippines' oil supplies comes through the Persian Gulf. And
98% comes through the Persian Gulf. You see? And this tells you, man, how this damn devil, he don't only affects the people in Babylon the Great because the gas prices going up too here. But he's fucking them everybody. Let's bring it up. Revelation 6:14. But it's a certain part I want to read at. And there went another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. That's what this damn devil doing right now. He's taking peace from the earth. To the point that this war is not only affecting so-called Americans, Babylonians, it's affecting everybody. Now, as the Philippines, you know, let's go to Proverbs 29, and I believe it's 16. And we bear these scriptures every from time to time, but these scriptures is speaking right now. You see? And I got the wrong one. Dang, I'm trying to think. Proverbs. Oh, I'm in the right one. I'm in the right one, so I can. How did I screw up? Proverbs 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked ruleth, when the wicked bear ruleth, the people mourn. So people are mourning around the nation right now. I don't know why my blue letter doing that. But people are mourning right now, you see what I'm saying? You know, because of what this devil is doing in his war. You know, let's keep on playing the video.
So the country has really been suffering from everything from transportation to the price of rice, which has more than doubled as well, because of course rice has to be transported from wherever it's imported from into the cities and out to the rural areas as well. There was another rate hike just today, and that takes the price of diesel and petrol as well to more than double since the conflict started. So what does this executive order mean? Well, it gives the government powers to control the distribution of food. It also is able to control movement and so reduce the reliance on energy as much. And there's also a big question mark because there were demonstrations organized for this coming Thursday and Friday. Emergency powers generally mean that the government can stop those types of demonstrations, but we've not heard anything about that just yet.
They're obviously protesting over the hardship that all of this is causing. Has there been any commitment from the President, Suranjana, for cash or for financial assistance for ordinary people?
Yeah, there's been subsidies, there's been handouts of subsidies and long queues in order to get them. But, you know, many drivers of buses, there are these open buses that you have here in the Philippines that most people commute on. They're very colorful, and it's estimated that in Manila alone, 9 million people use those every day. But the drivers that we spoke to said those subsidies are not enough to cover the rent of those buses, and that they really need help with being able to increase prices, fares for their customers. And that's something else that the government controls. So perhaps with these measures, that could help as well.
So now what these countries are doing, you know, these different places, they want to save as much energy as possible now because they don't know how long this war is going to be. So like I said, this damn devil. See, it's so funny. You Babylonians over here, y'all love to paint Jake as the problem. You see what I'm saying? But the whole time Esau is the problem. And there's no way that you people can sit here and say that you don't see it. Like, who's the true devil of the earth? Not only this man is affecting his own homeland, he's affecting others due to this war. Let's see. Let's keep playing more.
But the other issue is that, you know, those buses also transport kids to school, children all over the country, and they're not able to provide those services. And then, as I mentioned, food getting around the country is also a problem. Now, the government's implemented a number of other measures. It has already implemented a 4-day working week for office goers. It's also asked government employees to use the stairs instead of lifts. So there are these piecemeal measures, but this is really the biggest measure yet. And we understand that this is the first country in the world to declare some sort of emergency as a result of the disruption to oil supplies.
You see, you know, as you're talking about that cruel Lord, you know, let's go to that, because, you know, cruel Lord is what was Nero. And remember back then, the world was only ran from the east, you know, until, you know, the Northern Kingdom was sent to the north, uttermost part of the earth in the Assyrian captivity. But Nero, you know, well, basically had the whole world in the Middle East, you know, under subjection back then. Isaiah 19:4, and the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord. The first king shall rule over them, said the Lord Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua of hosts. And not only that cruel Lord, he's basically putting a squeeze on everybody. You see what I'm saying? Because now over there, if you think about it, over there in the Philistines, and even it's going to happen here, everything's going to be what? No business going to be thriving now, because you need, you know, energy and oil to run a lot of these things, you see what I'm saying? And 90% you're not getting it because due to the fact of this war. Let's go down to 8. Like Isaiah 19, verse 8. These fishes also shall mourn, and they that cast an angel into the brooks shall lament, and they shall spread nets upon their waters and shall languish. You know, everything will be drying up over there now, you know, because you need energy for a lot. Unless you got solar panels or something like that. But even over here, you know, people, they're making jokes and shit about it right now. But in reality, they're going to be hurt, man. You know? But let's go ahead and get the next video I had. That was my watch later. It was an older video right here.
This is unreal. Isn't this disgusting? Why doesn't anybody contact the president? Why is he letting this happen to us?
To sum up in the word of one irate motorist, the first day of the odd-even system was a disaster.
And this is probably one of my recommendations. I thought it was kind of hilarious how this was going to happen now. You see how people commenting, you know?
Gas lines at many stations were a lot longer than normal.
Line today is longer than it's ever been. I have no explanation for it.
This gas line at one station on the Upper West Side ran from 96th Street and West End Avenue all the way up to 102nd Street. As might be expected, the longer the line and waiting time, the angrier some motorists became.
I think it's terrible. I really think it's terrible. I'm in here for an hour already.
There's no shortage. I don't believe there's a shortage.
The odd-even system can't do anything about the problem of no gas. Some of the people online here have been in other lines and still don't have a tank of gas.
This is the second gas line this morning.
What happened at the first?
They ran out.
I've been in 2 gas lines already.
This morning?
This morning.
How long did you wait for the first
I've been in both lines over an hour, and I'm out of gas. Dead out.
Most service station operators were not following the new regulations to the letter. Drivers with more than a half a tank of gas should have been turned away, but no one was checking.
I don't intend doing that. It's too risky.
This morning we're a little short on help, so we are not checking gauges. But from what the purchases have been, there really is no need because they're all.
And that was in the 80s, you see what I'm saying? And not like we come into these days now. Let's get the scriptures on that, you see what I'm saying? Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 9. The thing that have been done, it is that which will be. That which is done is that which will be done. There is no new thing under the sun. Is anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new, have been done already of old time, which was before us. And you see, back then in the 80s, people complaining about gas prices and no gas. We come into those days again. Because this war is not going to stop no time soon. Because they already said that they don't want no peace talk. You know, I was just trying to go down to that. Let's go to this.
Who had the most contact with Jeffrey Epstein during his final decade? At The Economist, we have analyzed.
Damage in central Israel this morning after Iran fired a barrage overnight.
But President Trump says he is working on a deal to end the fighting.
Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Yinks is live in Tel Aviv with the latest. Good morning, Trey.
Yeah, hey guys, good morning. Today, the Israeli government is voting to extend the country's state of emergency for 3 additional weeks. This comes as the Iranians are continuing their missile barrages toward this country, launching at least 8 of them since last night at 10 p.m. One of those missiles had a 220-pound warhead, and you can see in the aftermath of this video here in the heart of Tel Aviv, it slammed into the street, causing smoke to billow up across the Tel Aviv skyline. At this location, we understand at least 9 people were treated by first responders with injuries. We arrived there shortly after the explosion. Right now, first responders are removing debris and rubble from the site of a direct impact in Tel Aviv. Early this morning, black smoke was billowing from the skyline here following a direct impact from an Iranian ballistic missile. You can see the side of this apartment building totally sheared off. At least 6 people were wounded in Israel's second largest city as these Iranian missile barrages continue.
Our forces arrived here after.
And then what they're not telling you that the Iranians is putting up a fight. You see what I'm saying? They're not just laying down and like. See, could the news would tell you otherwise, saying that, oh yeah, we got it under control. No, you know, they're literally, you know, sending missiles back. And I want to click on this video first. I ain't trying to make this video too long, but I found the video. I know I went past this right here. You know, I just wanted to play that right quick because sending more and more bombs and missiles over there. Now lots of progress in Iran and stuff like that. So we can check that video out. So let's go to this video.
Iran rejecting a 15-point proposal from the U.S. to end the war. Iranian state media quoting top officials saying that it will end the war when it decides to do so, and laying out 5 conditions Tehran wants met. This comes after President Trump touted progress in reported talks with the country, suggesting both sides were close to a deal. But the fighting is escalating. The IDF says it's still striking targets across Iran, including 2 sites that were allegedly allegedly used to produce naval cruise missiles. ABC's foreign correspondent Tom Soufi-Burge is in Tel Aviv and joins me now. Tom, great to see you. What is Iran demanding in order to even consider an end to this war?
Yes, Stephanie, I don't think we know the specifics of what Iran is demanding in this latest round of negotiations. But given the fact that we had negotiations before this war at the end of February and before the 12-day war back in the summer, I think we have a fair idea. I mean, Iran, in terms of its maximalist demands, wants the US to decommission, leave its US bases in the Gulf. No chance of President Trump agreeing to that. It also wants relief from sanctions. I think more than anything this time around, though, given the rhetoric coming out of Tehran, is that the Iranians are looking for some kind of guarantee that would mean that the US and Israel will not attack Iran once again if there were to be a deal. But there's lots of ifs right now. I mean, there's no real...
So they basically just reject the deal. You know, they're not going to end the war. There's no point because they're not struggling against the Babylonians. And then, like I said, the small hats drove America into this thing, you know. Because, like I said, you know, you seen all the, basically all the other nations preparing for it. But in reality, Babylon reporters would say that Iran was going to strike first, but that was a lie. You see what I'm saying? But I want to get Joel chapter 3, verse 10. Because technically, Iran is not weak, but they stand against the great horde. Like, hey, we're not going to do it. We got a strategy against y'all. We're just going to stop the Straits of Hormuz, and everybody's going to feel the effect. Joel chapter 3, verse 10. Assemble yourself and come, all you heathen, gather yourself together. My fault. Joel chapter 3, verse 10. Beat your plowshare into swords, your pruners into spears. Like your weak seem strong, because Iran is confident inside the military might, you see what I'm saying? And they already advanced. And remember, Russia supplied these nations, so they're very confident. And Iran not really weak, because geographically it's hard to invade Iran. Ever since Alexander the Greek, he even struggled. You see what I'm saying? High mountains and, you know, flatlands, and the way it is just that land over there is so powerful that they struggle. Even Babylon the Great struggled to try to, you know, go against Iraq for 20 years and left all their military stuff over there, man. You know, they just gave up. But now you want to push for this land because of the small hats, which we always say. But yeah. Let's go ahead and play, I think I have one more video, but that's mainly it. Because I do want to get the book of Ecclesiastes, or what was it, the book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 1. Because what these people are doing, they're not, these people are not fit to rule. We need new rulership regardless in the earth. And it's coming, you see. Because once this damn devil, you know, he going to destroy himself. And his kingdom is going down with him. You know, because this is pushing on World War III. And there's so many news we keep going into, but, you know, that's really the main point. But let's close up with this. The book of Sirach 10 and 1. Because it may be long, it's just to keep you updated, you know, see what's really going on. So this is the book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 1. A wise judge will destroy his people, and in the government of the prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of his people is himself, so are his office. What the manner of the man, the ruler of the city, is such are all they that dwell therein. A unwise king destroys his people, but through prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. So they don't. He's an unwise king. This man's a heathen in rulership. You know, the Heavenly Father said he set a basis of men. Daniel 4:17. Because this man, he don't care about his people. I think one of his children said, I was watching the video, he said, well, I think it was Elder Hawad who put a post. It was like the gas prices is affecting consumer. That's not really important right now. They don't care for the people, man. This guy is a damn heathen in rulership. Daniel 4:17. The matter is by decree and by the watchers of the man of the world, the holy ones, to intent living may knoweth that the Most High ruleth the kingdom of men and giveth whosoever he will and set up it over a basis of men. Esau is a base man. He don't care what his people think. See, he worried about all the other nations because he's so damn greedy. that his own people are mourning. You see what I'm saying? You know? So he destroying his own people. That squeeze, gas prices going, and not only his own people, he destroying other people. You see what I'm saying? You know, you got Cuba crisis, the uproars in Cuba. Now you got it in Philistines, you see? And soon it's going to be here. Let's keep reading to close it out. The book of Sirach, chapter 4, verse 10. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. I just read to you that Daniel 4:17. In due time, he will set over one that is profitable. And that's going to be who? Yahweh Shai and the 144 government body. You see? In the hand of the Most High is prosperity of man, and upon a person's trial shall lay his honor. So we begging, we crying for new rulership. We do, you know, all this unrighteous wickedness going around this world, man. And this dude upholding all the resources, man. You know, starting with the elite top banking families, this guy's greedy, you know. But we might as well, let's go ahead and grab Luke 21 and 25. We always go to this scripture, but it keeps speaking. Prophecy keep on speaking. And there should be, this is Luke 21, verse 25, there should be signs in the sun and in the moon and the stars upon the earth. Distress of nations with perplexity, see and waves roaring. You go to that word, distress of nations. It's talking about that squeeze, and that's what's going on. Because this is their foundation, Salakia. This is the foundation of setting the new world order up. You know, everybody on the same universal income. You know, they want to have a solution. That's the word distress.
Strong's G 4928. Sunache. Sunache.
Sunache, holding together and never could try to part of way. You see, we go to the root word. Hold together. Any hold, less than 4 pieces of something. Hold together, constrict, to compress. To press on every side of a besieged city. A strait that forces a ship to a narrow channel. Of cattle squeeze that push it in on sides. You see? And that's what it's likened to. That squeeze on just not only on Babylon, but on other nations. You see? But it's all to forward the NWO, like I said. You know, this is one step closer to what they want. They want everybody to go into chaos so they can have a solution. Order out of chaos. You know, but hey, Lord willing, if I let you edifying, you got something from it, I'm going to go ahead and close it out. You know, just keeping the flock updated as usual to the power spell Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. But with that, I want to give all glory and praise to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Rakaha Chadash Shalom.